Hello, Grand Rising. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday, you all. I am excited. I feel good this morning, you all. I hope you all do. I feel good. You know why I feel good? Because I took my butt to bed last night. Okay. Typically, I am a late night owl. Okay. I like to do a lot of my work. I do a whole lot of listening and meditating and all of those things, affirming and everything overnight when the world is sleeping and my phone is not pinging and there are no emails and calls and texts and things like that. Although I love interacting with people, sometimes for me to be able to really ground and go within and reflect and, you know, um, really just do that meditation that I desire to do, um, especially at the end of a day, especially at the end of a day, to reflect over the whole entire day, and go over the events of the day and, you know, um, think and replay some of the events that didn't really have the outcome that I desire to have, you know, in your psychological mind, you can go back and in your mind and replay the scenario and change the ending, change the outcome, change the outcome in your psychological mind and create it how you wanted it to end. You know what I mean? Because when you do that, then what we learned in the power and in the secret of this journey, the books, I'm speaking of Rhonda Byrne's books, um, then we learned that you can send new signals out to the universe, to the atmosphere, um, and undo what was done in the original play out of that scenario. That is the power that we have. We are creators. We were created by a creator. Okay, and the supreme being, the I am, in infinite intelligence. We were created and formed and fashioned as extensions of that source. And so the very same abilities that that source has, we have. You understand what I'm saying? So when source created light and air and all of these wonderful wonders, we have the very same ability to do that. Absolutely. So the problem is we've underestimated who we are, what we are, how we are, why we are. We don't do enough digging and investigating the things of us. The things of us, our actual DNA, okay? And not in this physical avatar, but our actual DNA. And I am in a wonderful place because more and more, I'm coming into the understanding, overstanding of who I am. And the more I peel those layers back, especially going through journeys like this, the more I peel those layers back of the things of me, the things of the creator, the things of um, the cosmos, the things of the planets, the things of the stars, which all matters. They're all interconnected. There is no one thing that was created that has nothing to do with all other things. No, everything was interconnected. Everything was created to work well together. And without the presence of one element, the rest of the elements would not work properly. You understand what I'm saying? Again, the creator created everything, and everything that was created with a purpose in mind. In mind. For real. You know what I'm saying? So never dismiss anything, any element of what we experience in this life, because it all matters. It all matters, even the things that you are privy to at the moment you're privy to it. The fact that a butterfly flew past you, you know at a quote unquote random moment, and you took notice of it, and you watched it fly, and you noticed the colors, and you noticed whatever, all the details about it. It was not by happenstance. That butterfly came to you because of the level of frequency that you were on. You were at a level to see that butterfly, to experience that butterfly, to gain something from that butterfly. The flying of the butterfly could have reminded you about freedom, about transformation, about change, about, expansion, about, alchemy, about, all of that. There's so many different things that can come from that one thing happening, and that is the beauty about this entity we call life, and the workings of it, the inner workings of it, all of it, all of it, good, bad, ugly, indifferent. It's all working for you, not to you, not, around, just around you. No, no, no. It's all for you. Everything is for you, you know? And so in this particular book, of this journey, again, this is book 3 that we're on, the Secret book series. We went through The Secret, which is the original book. We just finished The Power, which is book 2, which we learned, first of all, The Secret is the law of attraction, manifestation, and how your psychological mind and your feelings and all of those things are drawing what it is that you have in your life to you. Okay, so being more intentional about our psychological mind, our thinking, our feelings and the energies that we're emitting and things like that. And then book 2, The Power, talked about the power of love, the force of love, and how impactful, how this whole thing does not work without love. Period. Like, I mean, it all comes crumbling down if love were not a factor. I mean, real love, not man-made love, not pseudo love. Okay, so we learn that to get more in tune with love, the element of love, the force of love, the power of love, the presence of love. Okay, and then book 3, which is what we're on today, is The Magic. Now, this is a 28-day gratitude journey. Okay, we are on day 3, which I am super excited about. Day 1 was counting our blessings, which we need to do more of, because sometimes we tend to forget. Honestly, it tends to slip our mind how truly blessed we are. And I'm not talking about how fat your wallet is. I'm not talking about how many commas you done messed up in your account. I'm not talking about that Bugatti that you drive. Those are all wonderful things. Those labels, that Louis, Gucci, Fendi, Prada. I'm not talking about any of that. None of that matters to the magnitude of the full blessings that you are and that you have. So this is causing us to count our blessings, to really pay attention and acknowledge out loud what it is that we're surrounded by, bringing more intention and attention to, the elements that we overlook often. Okay, to find a complaint. That's the crazy part. We overlook all of the beautiful blessings that we have to find a one single complaint to fuss about, right? So this is bringing us back into an element of gratitude and appreciation. And when you are more grateful for what you currently have, right, then that in and of itself opens you up to pour you out more blessings. Okay, so that's what we're going on, a 28 consecutive day journey. Consecutive days, that is key. Consecutive days, because we're building a habit of gratitude. Okay, we're building a habit of gratitude, even if it causes me to get up early in the morning. My God, today. Okay. Early, early, early in the morning, just to say thank you. It's worth it. I'm worth it. You're worth it. The creator is worth it, you know. And so I'm going to rise up and I'm going to give my thanksgiving. And I'm grateful that you're here with me to do the same. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. Day day three of the magic. This day is entitled Magical Relationships. First one, day one was counting your blessings. Day two was the magic rock. It was for us to go and grab a rock from outside or whatever crystal stone that we want to use and keep it on our nightstand. We were instructed to before we go to bed, grab that rock, hold every time we see that rock, reflect on the day. Think about the day that you just had, okay? And this is specifically to do at the very end of the night when you're about to lay down, right before you're about to lay down to retire for the evening, okay? You grab this rock, you hold this rock, and you just reflect on the events of the day from the start to the finish. And you find that one event that took place during that day that was the best thing about that day. The best thing about that day. And what happens is it causes you to ruminate on all of the things that took place. It causes you to reactivate that gratitude. So you're filtering through all of the goodies and the good bits that happen throughout the day. So what you're doing is you're activating that gratitude and you're activating that joy. You're activating that peace, that love, all of those senses that you felt throughout the day, the good stuff, and just to sift through and find the best thing. And then so you can dwell there and things like that. So you see what's happening? You're opening yourself up for all of those good bits, thinking about all of those good things, and letting them just again ruminate throughout your mind. So when you do lay down, that's the very last thing that's on your mind. And while you're sleeping, those things are still playing throughout your mind. They're still repeating and playing throughout your spirit. And that's what you're sleeping in gratitude. You understand what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing, y'all. I love that practice. You hear me? So today, again, we are on day three, magical relationships. Here we go. Imagine if you were the only person on earth. You would have no desire to do anything. What would be the point in creating a painting if no one can see it? What would be the point in composing music if no one could hear it? What would be the point in inventing anything if there was no one to use it? There would be no reason to move from one place to another because wherever you went would be the same as where you were. No one would be there. There would be no pleasure or joy in your life. It's your contact and experiences with other people that give your life joy, meaning, and purpose. Because of that, your relationships affect your life more than anything else. To receive the life of your dreams, it's vital that you understand how your relationships affect your life now and how they are the most powerful channels for gratitude to start magically changing your life. Science is now confirming the wisdom of the great sages of the past, with research studies show that people who practice gratitude have closer relationships, are more connected to family and friends, and have other people look upon them favorably. But probably the most astounding statistic that has come out of research studies is that for every one complaint about another person, whether in thought or word, there have to be 10 blessings for the relationship to flourish. Any less than 10 blessings for every one complaint, and the relationship will deteriorate. And if the relationship is a marriage, it will most likely end in divorce. Gratitude makes relationships flourish. As you increase your gratitude for any relationship, you will magically receive an abundance of happiness and good things in that relationship. And gratitude for your relationships doesn't change only your relationships, it also changes you. No matter what your temperature is now, gratitude will give you more patience, understanding, compassion, and kindness to the point where you won't even recognize yourself. The little irritations you once felt and the complaints you had in your relationships will disappear. Because when you're truly grateful for another person, There's nothing you want to change about that person. You won't criticize, complain about, or blame them because you're too busy being grateful for the good things about them. In fact, you won't even be able to see the things you used to complain about. Thornton Wilder, writer and playwright, stated, "We can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures." That's good. Words are very powerful. So when you complain about any person, you actually harm your life. It is your life that will suffer. By the law of attraction, whatever you think or say about another person, you bring to you. This is the very reason why the greatest minds and teachers of the world have told us to be grateful. They knew that for you to receive more in your life, for your life to magically increase, you have to be grateful for others just as they are. What if every person close to you said, "I love you just the way you are"? How would you feel? Today's magical practice is being grateful for people just as they are. Even if all of your relationships are currently good, they will increase with more magnificence through this practice. And with everything you find to be grateful for in each person, you will see gratitude perform its breathtaking magic. And your relationships will be stronger, more fulfilling, and more enriching than you ever thought they could be. Choose three of your closest relationships to be grateful for. You might choose your wife, your husband, your son, and your father, or your boyfriend, your business partner, and your sister. You might choose your best friend, your grandmother, and your uncle. You can choose any three relationships that are important to you. As long as you have a photograph of each person, the photograph can be just of the person or the both of you together. Once you have selected your three relationships and photographs, you are ready to set the magic into motion. Sit down and think about the things you are the most grateful for about each person. What are the things you love the most about this person? What are their best qualities? You could be grateful for their patience, ability to listen, talents, strength, good judgment, wisdom, laugh, sense of humor, eyes, smile, or kind heart. You could be grateful for the things you enjoy doing with the person, or you can recall a time when the person was there for you, cared for, or supported you. After you've spent some time thinking about what you're grateful for about the person, put their photograph in front of you and with a pen and notebook or on your computer, choose the five things you are the most grateful for. Look at the photograph of the person as you make your list of five things. Begin each sentence with the magic words, "Thank you." Address the person by their name and then write what you're grateful for. Example, "Thank you, blank, for blank." For example, "Thank you, John, for always making me laugh." Or, "Thank you, Mom, for supporting me through college." When you finish your list for all three people, continue with this magical practice by taking the photographs with you today and putting them in a place where you will see them often. Whenever you look at the photographs today, thank the person by saying the magic words, "Thank you," and the person's name. Example, "Thank you, Haley." If you're moving around a lot, carry the photographs with you in your bag or pocket and make an effort to look at the photographs 3 times during the day, following the same procedure. Now you know how to use gratitude's magical power to transform your relationships into magical relationships. Although it is not part of the requirement of this book, you may want to take this amazing practice and use it every day if necessary to make every relationship you have magnificent. You can use it on the same relationship as many times as you want. The more you can be grateful for the good things in your relationships, the faster every relationship in your life will miraculously change. That is beautiful. I love that. I'm excited about today's exercise. Okay, magic practice number 3. Here we go. Magical relationships. Number 1, Repeat steps 1 to 3 of magic practice number 1, meaning count your blessings. So every day, although we're moving on to the next day and the next day's magical element, we're still repeating every other day's events. Okay. So on Count Your Blessing Day 1, we had to state 10 things that we were grateful for. 10 things that we were grateful for, just in general. Okay. So we're going to repeat those things and list another 10 things. Surprisingly enough, you will find a new 10 things to be grateful for every single day. If you scan your life and look at the things in your life close enough, I can promise you, you will not have to repeat anything, any blessing at all. Trust me. Okay, so repeat steps 1 to 3 of magic practice number 1. Count your blessings, make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Number 2, choose 3 of your closest relationships and collect a photograph of each person. Number 3, with the photo in front of you, write 5 things you are most grateful for about each person in your journal or on your computer. I do mine in my voice recording section of my phone. It's an app that I have. And so the reason that I do that is, number 1, I am a stickler for records. Okay. I am a stickler for records. I love a good receipt. Okay. So, and not for, for exposing purposes, but this right here is to, I don't want to say undo, but it's to create a new practice that outside of what was done previously by ancestors and things like that. A lot of times they didn't do a lot of writing because they didn't want to keep records, because the records that they would keep could possibly get them in trouble. Okay. I'm talking about, elders, grandparents, great grandparents, and things like that. If found, especially those of us who had, family members indigenous, or were enslaved and things like that, a lot of records they couldn't keep. A lot of, practices, rituals, and all of that stuff they could not have written down, right? So they committed it to their heart, their mind, memory, and all of those things. Well, I'm keeping record because when I do leave here, I want generations after me or my bloodline to have record of the things that I've done, right? And in my voice recorded sessions, I want that to be in my own voice. I want them to be able to hear me through my voice, right? And so what a beautiful, what do you call it? Time capsule to leave, for generations, then to have not only your voice, but for your voice to speak what you're grateful for, and they to hear that. I would have loved to have some form of audible record of my great 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 grandmother, or my great 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 grandfather, and to hear their voice and really embody them. You understand what I'm saying? I can embody them without it, but really embody them and hear them and feel them. So I'm doing that. That's the way that I'm doing it. You can do it however you need to do it, journaling and writing it, typing it, things like that. You can do it however you need to do it. Okay, whatever works for you. Number 4, begin each sentence with the magic words thank you. Include their name and what you're specifically grateful for. Number 5, carry the 3 photographs with you today and put them in a place where you will see them often. Look at the photographs on at least 3 occasions throughout the day. Speak to the person's face in the photograph and thank them by saying the magic words thank you and their name. Number 6, before you go to sleep, take your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you, for the best thing that happened during the day. Okay? So that is our magic day 3 magic lesson, okay? Magic gratitude practice. I'm excited about this one. I already know the 3 people that I'm going to do my practice today on, and I have already have their images and stuff like that, because again, I love a good record, So, of course, I have their pictures. Absolutely. They're beautiful, beaming, bright, gorgeous faces. Absolutely. So, and I'm immensely grateful for them. I tend to say it, I say that. I say how I feel when I feel it. So even these individuals, it's not like they don't know, how grateful I am for them, but I'm about to send them some good old energy, okay? So to the point where they feel so good where they are, and don't have any clue that I am spiritually hugging on them, squeezing them tight. All right. So you all make sure you do that very same thing. Go and have a phenomenal day. Have a phenomenal day. This is the beauty about doing these practices first thing in the morning, so that as you're going throughout your day, we don't have time to send energy towards anything negative. We're too busy counting our blessings and being blessed. You understand what I'm saying? Being grateful for every single thing that we have. We don't have time to be negative. We got practices to do. Okay. Alrighty, you all listen. I love you. I mean it. There's absolutely positively nothing, and I mean nothing that you can do about it. Go and have a phenomenal, make it a phenomenal, make it a super fantastic day. That's one of my beautiful friends that I am going to be doing the gratitude practice for today. That's what he says all the time. Have a super fantastic day. So you all have a super fantastic day, and we will be back here tomorrow, 7 a.m. for day 4. That topic is magical health. Magical health, okay? Alrighty, you all. I love you, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at Divine Femininity United. Peace.